All right, so welcome to this deep dive.
Yeah.
You sent us these excerpts from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, specifically Chapter 4.
Right.
And, this is where Harry really gets his first, taste of magic.
Yeah, this is it.
And I think for a lot of us, this is where we really fell in love with the series.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's such a great chapter.
Yeah, let's just jump right back in.
Yeah.
And unpack what makes this so captivating.
Yeah.
Even for those of us who've read it a bunch of times.
It's a brilliant chapter because it's not just Harry experiencing this for the first time.
All right.
It's the reader as well.
Exactly.
We're learning alongside him.
Yes.
Feeling that awe, the confusion.
Yeah, and it starts with a bang.
Oh, yeah.
Hagrid doesn't just knock.
Oh.
He rips the door off its hinges. I mean, that's our first clue. That magic in this world, isn't always, twinkling wands and sparkly spells.
Powerful, isn't it?
Almost violent,
Yeah.
Especially when you contrast it
Yeah.
with the Dursleys' really mundane existence.
Yeah.
So Rowling is just shattering their carefully constructed world of just boring normalcy.
Yes, and yet,
Yeah.
with that brute force, he fixes the door.
He does.
There's a sense of respect there.
Yeah.
Even for ordinary things.
Yeah.
So what do you think that tells us about how magic is perceived?
I think it hints at a deeper complexity. Magic isn't just about power.
Right.
It's about understanding it.
You okay?
And responsibility.
Yes.
Even in its rawest form.
Right.
There's this code of conduct,
Okay.
a sense of balance.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if this is, foreshadowing.
Oh.
Will we see Harry struggle with this same balance, of power and responsibility?
Absolutely. Yeah.
As he learns more.
Yeah.
That's-
And even seasoned wizards like Dumbledore
Yeah.
acknowledge the dangers of unchecked magic.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we've got this, powerful giant
Yes.
who casually uses magic to fix a door he just smashed.
Right.
But then he drops this bombshell
He does.
that flips Harry's world upside down.
Yeah.
He tells Harry he's a wizard,
Mm-hmm.
and not just any wizard.
Right.
A famous one.
And notice how Rowling structures this.
Yeah.
She has Hagrid mention Harry's fame before she explains why he's famous.
Oh, that's true.
It's a classic hook,
Yeah.
To pique our interest.
It's wait, hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is everyone whispering this kid's name?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the Dursleys
Right.
who are freaking out trying to silence Hagrid.
Yeah, their reaction is really telling.
It is, isn't it?
They're terrified of magic.
Yes.
Desperately trying to keep it hidden,
Yeah.
even from Harry.
Right.
It suggests there's more to their fear
Yes.
than just, a dislike of the unusual.
Okay, there's definitely backstory there.
Yeah.
The transcript mentioned a possible personal connection to the magical world that went sour.
Mm-hmm.
But what could that be?
Yeah.
And why are they so adamant about keeping Harry in the dark?
We don't have all the pieces yet,
Right.
but it's clear that their fear, it runs deep.
It does.
They've actively hidden the truth from Harry,
Yeah.
painting his parents in a negative light.
Yeah.
They even lied about how they died.
That car crash story. Come on.
I know.
Even I knew that was fishy
Right.
the first time I read it.
And then Hagrid comes in
Yes.
and just drops the truth.
Drops the truth bomb.
Voldemort, murder.
Yeah.
It's a stark contrast to the Dursleys' facade.
Talk about a traumatic revelation.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine being Harry in that moment.
I know.
Your whole world is shattered.
Yeah.
The people you thought were your family have been lying to you your entire life.
And the truth is horrifying.
It is.
Yeah.
So how do you think this
Yeah.
deception has impacted his childhood?
Oh, I think it's made him doubt himself. Question his perceptions.
Yeah.
He's been told that he's ordinary, insignificant,
Mm-hmm.
but, deep down, he knows
Right.
there's something more to him.
Yeah, like a seed that's been planted,
Exactly.
waiting for the right conditions to sprout.
Exactly.
And Hagrid's arrival is the catalyst
Yeah.
for that growth.
Yeah.
So we've got the mystery of the Dursleys' fear,
Right.
the truth about Harry's parents' death, and this terrifying figure of Voldemort lurking in the background.
And notice how even Hagrid,
Yeah.
who is a giant,
Right.
not easily scared,
Right.
can barely say Voldemort's name.
Yeah.
He keeps calling him, you-know-who.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
It's like the name itself carries this weight,
Yeah.
a sense of dread
Yeah.
that just permeates the whole wizarding world.
Mm-hmm.
Even years after his downfall, his presence is still felt.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Harry?
Yeah.
He survived Voldemort's attack.
He did.
How is that even possible?
That's the million-galleon question, right?
It is.
Hagrid mentions that something about Harry finished Voldemort that night.
Okay.
But, you know, the details are still shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, and of course there's the scar.
Right.
That lightning bolt on his forehead. It's not just a mark. It's a physical reminder.
A reminder.
Of Voldemort's attack and his survival.
Yeah.
What does this scar represent?
Right.
Is it a source of power? A vulnerability?
I think it's all of those things.
Or both.
Yeah.
It's a symbol of his connection to Voldemort. A constant reminder of the danger he faces.
Yeah.
But also his resilience.
Right.
His ability to just defy fate.
To defy fate, yeah.
This is already so much to unpack.
I know.
And we're only a few pages in.
It is. It's a lot.
I can't wait to see what else Rowling throws at us.
Me too, yeah. And there's more, right?
Yeah.
Like, before we even get to Voldemort's attack, Rowling gives us these little hints about Harry's magic. You know, remember those moments when things just kind of happen around him?
Yeah.
Like his hair graying back, escaping Dudley's gang?
Yeah.
The boa constrictor incident at the zoo?
Yeah, it's like his magic is bubbling under the surface.
Yeah, exactly.
Waiting for the right moment to erupt.
Hagrid even asks him directly, did you ever make things happen when you were scared or angry?
Yeah, and that question is so crucial.
It is.
Because it gets Harry thinking about those times when things went his way, even though he didn't understand why.
Exactly. And it ties into that theme of repressed potential that we were talking about.
It's like Harry's magic is a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And the Dursleys have been sitting on the lid.
Absolutely, yeah.
But even with all this talk of magic and destiny, there's still a part of Harry that's skeptical.
Right.
He's been told he's ordinary for so long that it's hard for him to accept this.
Yeah, to accept this reality.
Yeah, to reality.
That makes it all the more impactful when he gets his Hogwarts letter.
Yes.
Addressed to Mr. H. Potter, the floor, hut on the rock, the sea.
I mean, come on. That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, you mean the cupboard under the stair?
Right. Exactly.
But even amidst that humor, there's a sense of validation.
Yes.
This letter is addressed to him, Harry Potter,
Yeah.
the boy who lived. Not just the boy.
Not just the boy.
And the way it arrives, like delivered by owl
Yeah.
in the middle of a storm.
Yeah, it's so dramatic.
It's like a symbolic break from the ordinary.
Yeah, a sign that things are going to change.
His life is about to change.
Big time.
But back in the hut,
Yeah.
Vernon's still trying to hold on to control.
Yeah, he is.
He's terrified of magic.
Yeah.
But more than that, I think he's terrified of losing his grip on Harry.
I think so too.
He keeps ranting about, crackpot old fools.
Right.
Teaching magic tricks.
Yeah.
But it's clear that his real fear is Harry's potential.
It's potential, yeah.
It's this last-ditch effort to keep Harry tethered to the mundane.
Yeah.
To deny him the chance.
Yeah.
To become who he truly is.
Can become who he is.
It's almost as if he's more afraid of Harry's power than magic itself.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then Hagrid drops another bombshell.
Another one.
Harry's parents were famous.
I know.
In the wizarding world.
Famous.
This just further dismantles the Dursleys' lies.
Yeah.
They've actively tried to keep Harry isolated.
Yeah.
Ignorant.
It's classic hidden identity stuff,
Yeah.
like right out of those epic hero myths.
Yeah.
But it raises some interesting questions.
Okay.
What kind of people were Lily and James Potter?
Yeah.
What made them so special?
Yeah.
Why were they targeted by Voldemort?
It's like we've just opened the first page of a much bigger story.
A much bigger story.
But before we can even delve into that mystery,
I know.
we get to the heart of this chapter. Voldemort's attack on the Potters.
Yeah, and Hagrid's account is so fragmented, isn't it?
It is.
It's filled with emotion, but there are these gaps in his knowledge, which mirrors, I think, the uncertainty that surrounds Voldemort.
Right.
He's this figure shrouded in darkness and whispers.
Yes.
Even Hagrid, who's usually so boisterous, can barely utter his name.
It adds to the suspense.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
We know Voldemort killed Harry's parents, but we still don't know how he did it.
How?
Or why he failed to kill Harry.
Right.
What protected him that night?
That's the question.
Yeah,
that hangs over the entire series, right?
It does.
Like, Hagrid speculates that something about Harry finished Voldemort, leaving him weakened or powerless.
Right.
He even suggests that Harry might have a role to play in Voldemort's eventual defeat.
Okay, so it's like a prophecy.
Yeah, it's like a prophecy.
In the making.
In the making.
This connection between Harry and Voldemort.
That destiny they can't escape.
And notice how Harry's initial reaction is disbelief.
Yeah.
Like he struggles to reconcile this image of himself as a powerful wizard
Right.
with the ordinary, often bullied life he's lived
Right.
with the Dursleys.
It's like he's thinking, wait, if I'm this amazing wizard,
Yeah.
why am I always getting picked on by Dudley?
Right, exactly.
But then Hagrid prompts him
Yeah.
to remember those strange occurrences, those moments when things happened outside of his control, especially when he was angry or scared.
Like that time at the zoo
Yeah.
when he accidentally freed the boa constrictor.
Yes.
And his hair growing back overnight after Aunt Petunia gave him that terrible haircut.
Yes. These are all examples
Yeah.
of his inherent magical abilities just waiting to be unleashed.
Waiting to be unleashed.
A brilliant way of showing rather than telling Harry's magical nature.
Showing, not telling. It's not just a label. It's a part of who he is.
It is
something he can't deny.
And as Harry starts to accept this truth, we see a shift in his demeanor.
Okay.
He smiles, acknowledging the truth of Hagrid's words.
Right, like a weight has been lifted.
Yeah, like a weight has been lifted.
From his shoulders.
He's starting to understand who he is, where he belongs.
Where he belongs.
But of course, the Dursleys aren't going down without a fight.
Oh, no.
Vernon doubles down on his refusal to let Harry go to Hogwarts.
Right.
He even insults Dumbledore, calling him a crackpot old fool.
Which is basically like insulting Santa Claus.
I know, right?
In the wizarding world.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it pushes Hagrid to his limit.
It does.
He sees it as a personal attack.
Yeah.
Not just on Dumbledore, but like the entire wizarding world.
On the wizarding world he represents.
Yeah, and it leads to that moment.
I know.
Where Hagrid loses his temper.
Yes.
And accidentally gives Dudley a pig's tail.
Oh, it's such a great scene.
It's a moment of both humor and warning.
It is.
You know, Hagrid later admits he's not supposed to do magic.
Right.
Hinting at a past transgression.
Right.
That led to his expulsion.
From Hogwarts.
Which makes you wonder.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, what did he do?
And what are the rules and consequences of magic in this world?
Yeah.
But for now, Hagrid tucks Harry into his old coat.
Right.
Which happens to have a couple of dormice in the pockets.
Classic Hagrid.
Classic Hagrid.
Yeah.
It's a little detail, but it reminds us of his connection to nature.
Right.
His love for all creatures, big and small.
Yeah, it's like this perfect image to leave us with, you know, Harry tucked away in this giant's coat surrounded by dormice, you know, on the verge of entering this world that's both magical and dangerous.
It's like he's literally being enveloped.
Yeah.
In the warmth and wildness of the magical world.
Exactly.
Right.
It makes you think about everything we've learned.
Yeah.
In this really short chapter.
Okay.
We've got hidden worlds, chosen ones, dark wizards.
Right.
And a school that's more than just bricks and mortar, you know?
Yeah.
It's a symbol of hope, a refuge from the ordinary.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It is.
But it's all presented in such a captivating way.
Yeah.
You can't help but be swept up in the story.
Yeah.
Eager to see what happens next.
And Rowling does a masterful job of leaving us with all these unanswered questions.
Yes.
Like, what will Harry's powers be like?
Yeah.
What really happened to Voldemort?
Yeah.
And what's the deal with Hagrid's expulsion?
It's like so many mysteries.
So many mysteries.
And it's not just plot-related stuff. Like, Rowling also introduces these, like, bigger themes.
Yes.
Like destiny versus free will. The power of love.
Power of love.
The battle between good and evil.
Good and evil.
You know, these themes resonate with readers of all ages.
Yeah, they do.
Which is part of what makes the series so enduring.
Absolutely.
We see ourselves in Harry.
You know, in his struggle.
His struggle.
His triumphs.
Yeah.
His journey of self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
You know, he's just an ordinary kid.
He is.
Who's thrust into these extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah.
But he never loses that sense of wonder, that spark of curiosity.
That's what makes him so compelling. Right?
Yes.
We want to see him succeed. To overcome these challenges.
Right.
To embrace his destiny.
To embrace his destiny. It's this classic coming-of-age story.
Yeah.
With a magical twist.
With a magical twist.
And it all starts with this chapter.
It does.
This brilliant introduction that sets the stage for everything.
It's remarkable how much she packs into this one chapter.
Right.
You know, it lays the groundwork.
Yeah.
For everything that follows. It introduces us to the characters.
Right.
The setting, the conflicts, the themes.
Right.
You know, that will shape Harry's journey.
Yeah, before we wrap up,
Okay.
I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Hagrid mentioned he was expelled from Hogwarts.
Right.
But he wouldn't say why.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of trouble
What could he get into?
could a half-giant get into?
I know.
At a school for witchcraft and wizardry.
That's a great question.
Right.
I think it speaks to the complexities of this world, right? Magic is powerful.
Yeah.
And like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
Hagrid's expulsion, even though he's clearly a good guy, suggests that there are rules and consequences, even in the magical world.
Even in the magical world, it makes you wonder what other secrets are hidden.
It does.
Within those castle walls.
It does.
Right.
But I guess we'll just have to keep reading to figure out.
And I have a feeling those discoveries will be worth the wait.
Oh, they will be.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Into Harry's first encounter with magic.
It was...
Until next time, keep exploring.